Hey VC, it's Will again, and I'm back with yet another contest entry video, and this one is for Simon, also known as That Kid from YouTube. I really like the channel name, by the way. But Simon is a fairly new VC member. I believe he just started making videos fairly recently, maybe like a few months ago. But his channel is really good. He and I actually share a lot of very similar tasting music. He's a lot into alternative rock bands and punk bands. Bands like Radiohead and Green Day and the Descendants. So if you like my channel, you'll definitely like Simon's channel. So I'll put a link here in the description, so you can go ahead and subscribe to That Kid from YouTube. But anyways, Simon is holding a contest, and I don't think it's for any particular reason or milestone. I think he's just having a contest just for fun, and he wanted us to answer 6 questions, which I thought that were really interesting. I don't think I've answered most of these questions, so I wanted to make sure I made a video response for him. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. For his first question, he wanted us to show the most recently released album that you've bought. Not the most recent album that you've bought, but the most recently released album, the newest album that was released that you bought. And in my case, the most recently released album that I've got is actually the new Radiohead album, but I pre-ordered the special edition of the record that doesn't ship until September, so I don't really have it on my hands. So I went with my second option, and in this case it would be this one right here. It's the Joy Formidable with Hitch. This is a band from Wales, indie rock trio from Wales with female vocals. Really good album. I actually didn't, this one was just released probably a month ago or so. So yeah, very new release, and I didn't know much of them until this album came out, and they started playing them in the radio recently, and I was very impressed with some of the songs that they played in the radio, songs like Radio of Lips and The Last Thing on My Mind. Very good album. I'm probably going to end up making an album review of Hitch sometime soon, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's my response for the first question, Hitch by the Joy Formidable. And for his second question, Simon wanted us to answer or to show your favorite debut album. And I was kind of thinking about it a lot, but I came up with this one. This is The Clash with their self-titled album. This one was released in 1977 on Epic Records. And what can I say about this album? Just a classic one. If you're into punk music, punk rock music, this is one that must be in your collection. I actually didn't buy this one until just when it came out. This is a reissue that came out on Record Store Day. I think it was just the most recent Record Store Day, or maybe it was for Black Friday last year, I believe. Really cool album. I really wanted to have this one in my collection, so really glad to have this one. Like I said, the classic album by The Clash with their self-titled album. So yeah, that's my favorite debut album. His next question was to show your favorite EP, your favorite single/LP. And this one was a little bit more challenging for me to answer because I don't really have that many, at least, but I do have a handful of them on CD mostly. But I went through my collection and I picked this one. This one is the Yeah Yeah Yes with their EP called Is Is. And there's the title right there, Is Is. A lot of people think that this EP is called ISIS, but there is actually, it would be really unfortunate right now if it was called ISIS, but this one is actually called Is because there's a space right there in the middle. Yeah, really cool EP. Only 5 songs, I believe. Yeah, 5 songs in this EP, but all the songs in this EP are absolutely excellent. A little bit of a different style in this EP compared to their previous releases. I think before they were a little bit more garage rocky. This one is a little bit more alternative and a little bit more like electronic as well. But absolutely excellent. Has some songs like Rockers to Swallow, Down Boy, and 10 by 10. All really awesome songs by the Yeah Yeah Yes. This one came out in 2007 on Interscope Records, so check it out. Yeah Yeah Yes with Is. So that's my answer to the third question. The fourth question is to show your favorite self-titled album, and I did think a lot about this one. First, I thought about the Clash, the one that I just showed you before. Then I thought about the Ramones, but I actually came up with this one. I think it's a really good response. This is Weezer, and I know that Weezer has a bunch of self-titled albums, but this one is the Blue Album from 1994. This one is on DGC Records, and there's the back. I absolutely love this album. How can you possibly not like the Blue Album? Also a great debut album. This is the first album by Weezer, and there's just almost a flawless album, I believe. Has some classic tracks like Undone, The Sweater Song, Surf Wax America, Say It Ain't So, In the Garage, My Name is Jonas, Buddy Holly. This album is just filled with hits. Amazing album by Weezer with their self-titled debut album, The Blue, also known as the Blue Album. So yeah, that's my pick for question number 4. Question number 5, I think it's a question that I've answered before in one of my previous videos. I think it was for a contest. Is to show your favorite limited edition album or deluxe packaging album. And in my case, I'll answer it again, I don't mind. It's Green Day with Warning. This is the special deluxe edition of the CD that came out in 2000 from Reprise Records. And I don't know if you can tell, but it actually came in almost like a plastic bag that came sealed with the sticker of the logo of the band at that point. In the back you'll see the track list, and inside you get a couple of things. You get the CD in a digipack form with pictures of the band and the CD. And you also get this really awesome booklet, which is not really small. It's actually fairly big booklet. Has a lot of pictures in there. And Green Day, before they released this album, they were touring on the Warped Tour. So a lot of the pictures here, I believe, are from the Warped Tour, which are really awesome pictures of the band playing live. I really like this special limited edition packaging for Warning. So that's my answer for question number 5. Question number 6, and the last question. He wanted us to talk about our favorite year in music. And in my case, it's pretty obvious. I grew up listening to music in the 90s. I had to pick 1994, of course. I picked up some of the CDs from that year. The Nine Inch Nails with the Downward Spiral. Of course, Green Day with their classic album Dookie. Oasis with Definitely Maybe, great album. The Offspring with Smash. I also picked up Liz Phair with Whip Smart, also from 1994. Another one, Sonic Youth, classic alternative rock album with Experimental, Jet Set, Trash, and No Star. The one that I mentioned before, Weezer with the Blue Album, also from 1994. And finally, those are at least the alternative rock / punk albums. There's also one classic rock band that also released something back in 1994, Pink Floyd with a Division Bell. So these are just a few of my CDs from my collection from 1994. I believe it was a really strong year in music. Is it the best year in music? I don't know, but for me, it definitely was the best year in music. I really grew up listening to all of these CDs and more. So that's my pick for my favorite year in music. But anyways, that's my response for you, Simon. Good luck in the contest, and to everyone, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to Dat Kid from YouTube. Again, I'll put a link here in the description. So anyways, that's my response, and I hope everybody's having a great day, and take care, VC. Bye bye.